It's Dave
and Jerry.
All right, and welcome to another episode of Hook on Headwaters. We are on Headwaters today. This area is known as the Bay.
The Bay.
Right? It's just what you say? How far from the boat right now?
Oh, an eighth of a mile.
Yeah.
First turn left, first east turn.
Yeah.
Probably 60 acres.
Yeah.
Probably a 60-acre.
And I'll do a little pan.
Yeah.
Put it in there. We got Mr. Alligator 1, Mr. Alligator 2 right behind us. They're watching the show with us.
There's actually
more fans.
A lot of guys just passed right by this, but there's actually quite a few fish here.
Yeah. This is a popular site for kayaking as well. Kayaking.
Close to the truck.
Yep.
Plane gets up, it's not too bad to try to get back.
Right.
Sure.
So, Jerry, what's happening on the lake, man? It's been an interesting week. Good week, from what I hear.
Yeah, we're still at it, man. They are still going off. They actually slowed down size-wise.
Right.
They slowed down. Last week was like that pretty much until the end of the week. So the first beginning of last week, we had some cold weather come here, had some rough, it's been abnormally hot here. I mean, just crazy hot. So we had some weather come in. It got down into the 40s, but a few days before that, we had a horrible southwest wind at 30 miles an hour.
Several days.
Then it turned right around, came out of the northeast, and it kind of stumped them a little bit in size-wise. And I actually, for a minute there, kind of thought they might have even been done.
Right.
But now with this moon the way it is, and we've got another little bit of cold weather coming in here, and then Saturday we started banging up some big fish, still loaded. So I think this is the last phase.
Okay.
That's coming in right now.
Yep.
And the way the moon is right now, and the way this weather's cool, like today the high 70.
Right.
So I think we got another big set of big females that are going to be pushing on up into the flats, and they're fixing to have a go at it.
And the evenings the nights have been cool, real cool.
50s at nighttime, 54,
perfect.
53 in the mornings, and then it has been getting up in the 80s during the day, but for the last little while, last week or so, it's starting to cool down.
So the big girls are still out there.
We caught several big fish today.
Yeah, I'll show those pictures. They are nice fish.
And then my girlfriend and I caught 2 really big fish, over 8 pounds, both of them Saturday, and I lost a fish that I want to say she was probably 12 pounds. She was just an absolute giant.
Yeah.
Had her all the way up to the boat. She went underneath the boat and she was gone.
Yep. What happens?
They're doing their thing still, man. It's still, come on.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so there's still, that for a while there were many conversations taking place that the spawn is done, the big girls. I'll show you the picture. There's still big girls out there.
And it's
loaded.
And I actually went to a flat where I had been catching some really big fish on, and those big fish, even right now, are not there. But it seems like where I am fishing right now, there are just big fish on that flat. Yeah. And it's adjacent to super deep water. I'm catching most of these really big fish in 18 to 21 foot of water. Yep. Free line and shiners. Mm-hmm. So they're not even coming off corks. They're coming from deep, but it's up against shallow area. Right. And I think there's just all big fish in there right now, and they're doing their thing right there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Weather looks pretty good.
I think it's going to sustain pretty much the way it is right here for the next week or so. We're going to be in the 70s and the 80s. Mornings are going to be cool. I actually want to say it's turned out now. We got some high bluebird skies, like this front has completely passed. Yeah. But it was in the 50s this morning, and I want to say that it's supposed to be in the 40s in the morning.
Okay. Right.
Quote me to that, but I think it is. I think we're going to have even colder in the morning, and then it's going to start climbing back up again. Yep. So if you're heading down this week to fish, come on. Great week to fish down. Going to be northeast winds. I like the north winds. Yep. Northeast, northwest. I like the north winds better than I do the south winds. A lot of the places I fish are designed for you to fish a northeast wind out of that area. But so don't think because it's cool in the mornings and we've got these northeast winds at 15, 20 miles an hour that it's going to hurt them. It's not going to hurt them at all. These fish are doing their thing this week, especially it's the moon. It's where the moon is right now in the sky, and this cool weather. It's just triggered them.
Yeah. And speaking of the wind is moving the boat.
Yeah, we're
away
right
from the banks. We're off to the bay. Well, before we jumped into our topic, which is using leader for shiner fishing.
Yeah.
Yes, no, pros and cons. We're going to touch base on that. But I want to be sure to thank the Blue Cypress Lakeside Cabins. They are partners of this channel. A great place to stay, a little rustic, along the shores of Blue Cypress Lake. And I also want to thank the Davis House Inn, another option for staying in this area. The Davis House Inn is right on the Sebastian River. Beautiful place to stay.
Beautiful, beautiful over there.
Lots of eateries, lots to do in downtown Sebastian. So be sure to check them out and ask for a Hooked on Headwaters discount at the Davis House Inn.
Right.
Alrighty. So leaders. Do you use leaders? Do you not use leaders while shiner fishing? And there's pros and cons. What do you think, Jerry?
I myself personally, I don't use them.
Right.
I have been with guys that do use them, and they have great success with them.
Yeah.
I think the pros to them is that leader has a little bit of give. You know,
Right,
it's fluorocarbon.
right.
It's not like braid.
Yeah.
Braid is there's no give.
Right.
So you really maybe you don't have the correct rod, or maybe you do have a rod that's too stiff or something like that, and you over jerk that and you rip that hook from that mouth. I feel like that fluorocarbon leader gives a little bit, takes that out of there.
Yeah.
So I think
More of the shock. You get more of the shock.
correct, and I think that's good. I think that's a plus. I think it's a plus if you tie them, like especially in the heavy vegetation that we have out here in the hydrilla. If you're going to do it, it needs to be line to line.
Right.
I think the con would be is you don't want to try to use it out here with a swivel or something like that, because that's going to catch hydrilla. That's going to catch. You want it to be
a lot of salad.
You want it to be mainstream as you can get it.
Right.
But and if I was going to use one, I would use it about 24 inches long. I would make it good enough and a long enough leader. And and I think that's really the do's and the don'ts with it. It's a preferred thing,
Right.
but listen, absolutely, I think probably more guys use it than don't. So there's absolutely not anything wrong with it. If you're thinking about using it, there's absolutely nothing wrong with using it.
I'm very pro leader myself. Now I use
them too, like on devil horses, because I fish
because you don't want that, right?
Because that'll
the
stop
braid.
that from hooking up in that plane.
Yep.
So in those instances, I do.
Yep.
What I kind of do instead of the leader thing is which I think maybe your drag should always be set that way, but I have my drag set on my reels that when that fish hits that and I set the hook on that fish, it gives just a little bit of zoom, and that is giving that play.
Right.
So it's giving a little bit of give, so it's not so just ripping it from his face.
Exactly.
So you can do that as well too. Is just set that drag a little bit light, so where when you hook him, you don't want it just to sing off, but you want it just to, and then he's stuck.
And there's lots of different knots to tie.
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch of them. It's your preference. I basically think comes down to two that I'm familiar with: the FG knot and the double uni. Now I go with the double uni because it's not failed me. But if you're proficient on tying the FG knot, by all means go for it. On a kayak, I use a uni knot. On a kayak, I can tie it there pretty quick. It has not failed me. As a matter of fact, the other day I was at Garcia. I got stuck, hung up on a tree. I pulled and pulled and pulled. The hook, I gave it the hook straightened out. The knot did not give.
Well, that's like them guys were with me today. They caught two fish that were in the 8-pound class, and they brought a bowl of salad with them. And they're like, now I see why you use that 50-pound braid, because people are like, why would you use? There's no bass in the world going to break 50-pound braid. No, but a 9 or a 10 or an 8 or a 7, and in that big bowl of grass, you got to have that backbone to try to get them out of there for sure. So a uni knot is, it's not going to fail you, like it's not going to slip on you like that.
But again, whatever your preference is. As a matter of fact, please comment below. What is your preferred, if you use leader, what's your preferred knot? And I know there's a whole bunch out there, but
and guys, listen, if you're coming down here in the next week or two, not only shiners, listen, man, the artificial bite is on as well, man. Guys have been out here catching them on the shiner color chatterbaits have been working really well. Some white color spinnerbaits have been using a lot of spinnerbaits, in these grass flats, just drifting these flats with that wind. Chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, I know they've been catching them on the bomber long A, I think, jerk baits. They've been catching them on those. Still catching them on worms, you know. And
when it comes to worms, don't go small. It's at least 6 inches. Fish this area just to the south here. There is one. He's got to be
12 foot.
Big, broad shoulders, big old head, and he don't move.
No.
I drifted. I had a north wind. I drifted back. I'm drifting closer and closer. My man is just.
You gotta.
All right, man, come my way.
People don't realize that this was farmland and sod field and orange grove and cow pasture, but there was already a lot of water on this property, on this piece, on this 10,000 acres. There were already a lot of big fish on this property in different areas. And some of them gators have been out here. You figure you take one of these gators. I got one over here I call Sneaky Pete because he steals all the birds. But he's probably 11 and a half. That gator's 40, 45, 50 years old. And he's been on this piece of property his entire life. So yeah, there's some monsters
some
out
big
here.
lizards are here. So be careful. It's that time of year to be extra alert anyway.
Yep.
Well, I'm Jerry. Thank you again.
Yes, sir.
All right, if you need to book your trip, there's still plenty of good fishing into the spring. If you're coming down on vacation, for those guys who live north or planning your summer vacation, summertime is great fishing time. We just have to get out a little early, get out of the sun earlier in the day, by noonday, but start booking your trip. It's, you know, the family can stay at Disney or Vero Beach, and you can come out fishing. You're only about an hour and a half away.
You can come out here in June, July, and August in the summer months at daylight and catch these bass on frogs and zero spooks and devil horses. And then about 10:30 or so, it calms down. But you can do the same thing. It doesn't get dark till 9 o'clock at night. So you can come out here at 6:30 in the afternoon and fish until dark.
That's prime time frogging.
Been hot all day, everything's starting to cool off. These fish start coming out of these deep waters, start coming up on these flats and prowling, and they'll just about hit anything.
That's right. So there you have it. We'll see you on the next one. We appreciate you watching. God bless you all. Oh, one last note. We do have a supply of the shirts. Model that for you. So if you're interested in buying a shirt,
They were interested. They're not now.
Until now. I don't want to look like that. Go to our website and place your order. There's a contact form. Fill that out. That'll come to me, and I'll get you the shirt out. So that's it, man.
We'll see y'all next week.
Bye. Next week. Hey, it's Dave from Oakland Headwaters, and I ran into two friends.
Grace and Jamie.
Grace and Jamie from
Bronson, Florida.
There you go. So what brings you down here?
We've come down and fished Stick Marsh a couple times. Got a good buddy of ours that lives over on 81st Street. He said they got Headwaters open. He said, y'all have never been down here. He said, come down and give it a shot. We didn't know how to get around, so we got on YouTube, started watching videos.
Whose videos?
Your videos.
Your
Okay.
videos.
Absolutely.
Helped us out a bunch.
All right.
Kind of came down, figure things out today. Tomorrow we're looking to do a little bit better. We had one at 6 1/4 this morning, a couple dings, but we're a little cold, a lot of wind.
Yeah. Okay.
Hoping tomorrow's going to be better.
How long are you down for?
Be here till Wednesday.
All right. You picked a great week. Be good weather.
Beautiful.
Appreciate the help, guys.
All right, man. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You hook them up. You hook them up.
Yeah. And we'll see you in a couple weeks with the airboat.
All right.
Awesome.
See you,
Thank
folks. Thank you. Thank you, guys.